All right, today we're going to do lesson 8-9, and this lesson is going to be about volume. So let's just review what we talked about yesterday. So we talked about perimeter, and that for finding the perimeter, we're looking for the outside of the shape, and to do that, we add all, so it's really important to make sure you get all four sides together. And right now, we're just working with four-sided shapes because we're working with squares and rectangles. Now, to find the area, we talked about the fact that the area equals the length times the width. And we said that in a rectangle, this would be the length, this could be the width. So we would multiply these two together to find the inside area. So today for volume is three-dimensional. Okay, 3D. So in a three-dimensional shape, and I'm going to draw a three-dimensional shape. The way you do this is you put kind of a square rectangle, and you do another one on top of it where they overlap just a little bit, and then you connect this point to that point, this bottom point to that point, this bottom point to that point, and this point to that point. And if you let your eyes play with it, you'll be able to see the three-dimensional shape. So let's make this the bottom of the shape. And this is how tall it is. That's called the height. All right, and we have the length, and we have the width. So the volume, capital V for volume, equals length times width times height. So we could say volume equals length times width times height. So if I have a three-dimensional shape, and it could be squares that are on top of each other, rectangles, and I draw my three-dimensional shape out, and this is 7 feet, and this one's 4 feet, and this one's 5 feet. Okay, so again, if we want to make this the bottom part, this is kind of the background part that we wouldn't be able to see back in here. Okay, so we know the length equals 7 feet. The width equals 4 feet. And the height equals 5 feet. So if we follow our formula of what we're supposed to do, so volume equals length, so 7 times width, 4, times height, which is 5. So we just go ahead and solve that out. We don't have to worry about order of operations because it's all multiplication. So 7 times 4 is 28. And then we have to take 28 times 5. And so off to the side, I just do a little multiplication problem. And I find out it equals 140. So the answer to this problem is 140 feet, because it's measurement in feet. Oops, feet. And because it's three-dimensional, it's going to have a 3 up there because we multiplied feet times feet times feet. There's 3 times that we multiplied feet together. So let's do one more. If I had kind of a long rectangular box and another one just like that, and we connect it together, all right, and we say this is 12 meters, this is 4 meters, and this is 3 meters. Now, does it really matter which one is the length and which one's the width? It really doesn't, because it's multiplication, and it doesn't matter what order you multiply it in. So the height is pretty easy. We can see that's from top to bottom. That's going to be 3 meters. The width we could say is the 4 meters, and the length we could say is the 12 meters. So again, we're going to do 12 times 4 times 3. So 12 times 4, we can multiply that out, and we'll get 48. 48 times 3. So off to the side, I might do 48 times 3, 24, 12, 13, 14. So I get 144. And then it's meters. And how many times did I multiply the meters together? 3 times. So that's called cubed. 144 meters cubed. All right. The other thing that you're going to see on your homework tonight is it's going to ask you some questions like this. Allison had a box in the shape of a cube. She decided to use centimeter cubes to find the volume of the box. It took 75 centimeter cubes to fill the box with no gaps. So that means it's all filled in. What was the volume of the box? The amount of cubes it takes to fill in the box is the volume. So the volume is 75 centimeters cubed with the little 3. So on this one, it says find the number of unit cubes and the volume. So these two answers are going to match each other. However many cubes it takes to make this box is the same as what the volume is. And you can figure out the volume here if you count across. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 that go across this way. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 that go across this way. 1, 2, 3 for the height. So 4, when I counted the cubes, 1, 2, 3, 4. When I count the cubes on the side, 1, 2, 3, 4. And when I count the cubes going up, 1, 2, 3. So then I know it's 4 times 4 times 3. And I solve that out, and that'll give me my volume. But it also gives me the number of cubes. You could also try counting and see if you can get the cubes. But remember, there's a bunch of cubes you can't see because they're hidden in there inside the box. So be careful with that. This one's a little bit easier to count the cubes. All right, and if you look at this, look at how many across here. 1. How many going across? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And how tall is it? 3. So 1 times 6 times 3. All right, and that's how you're going to do this page. Then on the next page, we have writing computation in words. So we've practiced that with our algebra. And then here's some review from yesterday's assignment. So you'll go ahead and do those and then stretch your thinking. So tonight's homework, or today's homework, is going to be pages 173 and 174, all the problems. All right, go ahead and, whoops, let me push that down so you can see it. 173 and 174, all the problems. And obviously, watch the videos that go along with this to get extra support with it, and go ahead and practice.